I just wanted to give a little introduction of who my guest was. Please say your name, what year you're in, and what program you're in.
Sure. My name is Veer. I'm in my second year of the commerce program at McMaster. And thank you so much for having me, Yash.
I really appreciate you for coming on,
Of
and you
course.
gave very great insights, and I hope it helps other people.
For sure. And looking forward to seeing the pod.
For sure, man. Thank
All
you.
right.
We suffer more in imagination than in reality. What's the pressure that you carry right now? What's real, and what's just in your head?
Wow. You really meant it when you said you're getting ready to get into it.
I
Okay.
told you, bro.
Um, Pressure, intrinsic versus, I guess, extrinsic. I don't know. I feel like it all depends on perspective. Like, if you really think about it, no one's, if you go to some, you know, super northern village in freaking Nunavut and talk to some villagers there, you think they're gonna talk about any pressures like the pressures that they have? They obviously have pressures, like, they need to survive, they can barely get food. You and me, I feel like we don't have any external pressures whatsoever. Like, none of the pressures that we have are actually real. Like, we're not waking up every morning thinking about how we're gonna get food, how we're gonna fight off a bear if it comes to try to eat our family, like stuff like that. I feel like every single pressure that we have and take on ourselves, it's all imagination, like getting a job, whatever it is. I feel like now, especially nowadays, like modern society, there's not a lot of pressure at all, which is also a big reason why people conform to society and why they kind of people get really comfortable in their situations because like what I said, if you think about it, you and me don't have any pressures to be better or anything like that. Everything that's just humans ego, humans intrinsic pressures, but the ambition, and that's all cultivated by the way they're raised, um, their morals, uh, how they grew up, who they surrounded themselves with. So I feel like every single pressure that I have or I take on myself, it's all, I guess, would you say imaginary?
I would
Like,
the
what's the word
pressure
you?
that we take upon ourselves.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say imaginary, only because
Okay.
I feel like the pressure that we take on
Yeah.
is based on what we think is pressure.
I see.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like how you said, people that are in like third world
Yeah.
countries, right? They have actual external pressure, like
Yeah.
will we get food? Whereas we have pressure into getting an internship,
Yeah.
getting a
Exactly.
job. So I would say it's more so pressure that we put upon ourselves,
Hmm.
because I do agree with you on the point where it's different from
Hmm.
other people.
Right.
But I also kind of disagree. I
Okay.
feel like regardless, pressure, it differs from person to person.
Hmm.
And with pressure, we I think it just affects people differently
Right.
to whomever it is. And that's the tough part about it. Defining pressure between each person, everybody has a different definition with it.
Yeah. Of course.
And I think it's unique to the certain person.
Hmm.
Now, yeah, that's kind of how it is, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Again, my take on it is I feel like what you said differs from person to person. I think that's very true. And what we decide to do with that pressure is, yeah, obviously that depends on
Hmm.
person to person. But I feel that like we also go, I'm not saying us personally, but I feel like a lot of people, like maybe our peers, we take a lot for granted, meaning
Absolutely.
that
I
we
fully agree.
we we don't have these kind of pressures. Like if you like look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, um, if you get the baseline of your needs met, the rest of that is, it's not really necessary to live. Obviously, it depends on how much you wanna enjoy life and stuff, but yeah, I feel like all the pressure that I obviously, don't get me wrong, I hold myself like, I take a lot of pressure, um, I stress a lot because I feel that's, like, for me personally, it's the only way that I get things done, and, um, yeah, but I'd say personally that all pressures that I have, they're yeah, they're made up, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a little bit for me as well at the same
Mhm.
time because I feel like the pressure, we kind of want that pressure.
Yeah, we do. I thrive under
Yeah, we
pressure.
thrive for that
Yeah.
pressure. But there's people that just have the pressure
Mhm,
because they have to provide for the family. They have to get
mhm.
food for their family. They have to
No,
get
for
shelter
sure.
for their family,
Yeah.
right? And the pressure that we give ourselves,
Mhm.
we just do it
Yeah.
because we are just looking for more, I would say more so achievements.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I would say more so that we're looking to achieve something more
Mhm.
so in our lives
Yeah.
rather than
Just
the
live.
just live. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But the thing is, like, you don't I feel like you don't meet many people like you and me, you know,
Mhm.
I don't come across too many people. Of course we do because, you know, we're in an academic environment, we're
Mhm.
both going to universities, great universities, but the mass, the majority of people on earth, they're fine with just that, you know, getting by, you know,
Yes, I agree. That's with a lot of people.
look forward to the weekends
Mhm.
to bum around, watch TV 8 hours a day, you know, eat a TV dinner, like, that's what it is.
Yep.
So, yeah.
100%. But also, we've also done that too.
Oh,
Like,
of
yeah,
course.
we've also
Yeah,
done
yeah,
that
yeah.
too. But definitely, there are a lot more people where they're just like, I'm
Mhm.
just trying to get by,
Yeah.
right? I'm just trying to pass this
No, and
class.
I think I don't know about you, but I personally, I definitely was one of those people at a certain
Mhm.
point in my life.
Yep.
Like, me
Me
a
too.
couple of years ago,
Yep.
even, like, grade 11, grade 12, yeah, I
Mhm.
had no idea what I wanna do in life,
Yep.
so,
Me too. Me too.
yeah,
How would you say from grade 11 or grade 12, how much have you achieved or how much have you grown from that phase?
yeah.
How has pressure truly changed you?
Um, I feel like it wasn't an overnight thing, obviously, but, like, all throughout high school, I was a pretty mid student, like, my career aspirations, I guess, were to go to med school, you know, just please, you know, brown
Yeah.
parents. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The typical brown parent.
Typical brown parents. I didn't know how I was gonna get to med school with my
Mhm.
mid-ass grades. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
like 70s, you know, 80s once in a while.
Yeah.
And then I realized that um I realized if I don't put the work in now, I realized this more in grade 12, not as much as I hoped to, but if I don't put the work in now, then when am I? What, like, I'm gonna regret it for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
But it didn't hit me that hard. I feel that it really, really hit me hard. I'd say second semester of first year, last
Mhm.
year.
Mhm.
Yeah, coming to university was huge. It was, like, pivotal for me completely. I think I did a 180. Um, like I said, my grade 12 average was, like, what, a 90.5,
Mhm.
to be completely honest. Um, and now I'm like, the grades I got this past semester are the best grades I've ever got in my life, period, where university
You
is
killed it. You killed it.
no, no, no,
Man, I got
no.
all 12s.
Sorry, no, no,
I
no,
got all
no,
12s.
no, 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 I'm not trying to glow, I'm just trying to
No,
say,
no, no. I know what you mean.
it's like
Yeah.
reflecting, right? Like, university is objectively the hardest, um, time for me to get these grades, and I did, somehow, where I got, like, high 80s, low 90s in high school, all through high school, but I also
Yeah.
don't think I regret any of it. Like, I don't regret it hitting me earlier, or sorry, I don't wish that it hit me earlier. I don't regret it hitting me later in life because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people do, and they just sit in their misery like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I locked in earlier." We're still so young. Like, I see, man, I'm on LinkedIn. I see like 13-year-olds posting about their new startup, right,
Yep.
raising $2 million
Yeah.
dollars. And then, like, that used to get to me a lot, and not that specifically, but maybe more my peers, like, right around me, like, my immediate group of friends, um, doing things, achieving things that I might want to, but then I had a huge perspective shift when I came to university. Um, I don't know, I feel like I got really lucky with my high school friends, my friends back home, that I was always in an environment where they were pushing me and I pushed myself to literally do whatever it is. Like any single hobby I have right now, I feel like is a result of them. I kind of branching off the original conversation, but what I'm trying to say is coming to university and seeing that, like, I thought my immediate friends, everyone in the world was like that. But I saw, for a lack of better terms, how many losers there actually are in the world, even at McMaster. Like,
Ooh,
you know what I'm talking
oof.
about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not naming names, I'm not
Yeah,
putting
yeah, yeah,
specifics, but, like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know who, like, not who, you know what I'm talking.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I think I could relate to that
Mhm.
because in high school,
Yeah.
I also had a group of friends where we did mess around a lot, like, we
Yeah.
had fun,
Yeah.
but we all when it came to actually lock in, we
Mhm.
actually locked in.
Mhm.
And, like, for example, one of my friends, he made considerable amount of progress in the gym, and I'm just like, "Dang,
Yeah.
I gotta, like, kinda catch up." In, like,
Yeah.
a not so comparing type of way, more so in, like, a, "I admire this guy," you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I gotta work harder.
Yeah, for sure.
And coming into university, I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna find more friends." Like, I
Mhm.
have. I found friends like you. I
Yeah.
found other friends, right? I have a whole group of friends who
Of
wanna have the
course.
same ambitions, same goals,
Yeah.
whatever it is. There are a lot of people that are kind of like
Mhm.
losers. They don't really have many ambitions. Now, I'm not really gonna say losers, right?
Yeah.
I'm more so going to say they don't have ambitions. They
Yeah.
don't have goals.
Yeah.
Mm, because I know deep down they want to do something, but they're too lazy to, or they've been given a lot in life where they don't want to achieve anything else, where they could just go back into,
Mhm.
yeah, my parents have got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course, my parents will always have my back. My
Yeah.
parents are super amazing, right?
Mhm.
But I want to achieve something. I want to achieve something for myself. And I also want to kind of show that, yeah, I did this by myself.
Yeah.
Yes, with the support of my family, but I didn't have to, like, continuously go back to it.
Mhm.
Where it's like, you know, it's more so like, I'm not gonna say I don't need their support, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like, I wanna achieve it on my own at first.
Right.
Cause my dad, he worked his ass off,
Yeah.
came to Canada with $20 in his pockets,
Mhm.
and and then he built his business 20 straight years from the ground up, and it's
Yeah.
just like seeing that, you're just like, "Dang, bro.
Yeah. It's
Damn." You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
like, he worked his ass off and I'm worried about this?
Yeah.
I'm worried about this tiny thing?
Yeah.
He wanted me to go to a good university, and the least I could do is at least get the good grades.
Fulfill that, yeah.
Fulfill that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I'm not saying you should be doing it for them. In some sense, yes, but you should also be doing it for yourself.
No, I completely
And
agree,
that's the
yeah.
main thing. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of dreams, a lot of goals, a lot of ambitions
Mhm.
that's kind of based off of their parents' goals, dreams, ambitions.
Mhm.
They don't really do it for themselves. That's something I think a lot of people have to realize. If you do it for yourself, if you truly love it,
Right.
that's what you're really going to excel in. That's
Yeah.
what you're truly going to be successful in,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't matter if it's marketing, if it's business, whatever it is, med sci,
Yep.
physics, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you truly put your mind and your heart into something,
Mhm.
you're going to achieve it,
No, I
right?
completely agree,
Right
yeah.
now, me and you, we're both also trying to achieve something of our own,
Yeah.
right? Yes, we're young, whatever, but we're doing side projects. We're working on ourselves. We're working on our bodies. We're trying to get stronger,
Mhm.
things like that, right? And I feel like that also all ties back into the roots of our parents
Yeah,
because of the hardworking genes that they
for
have.
sure.
So I want to ask you, how much of that ambition comes from your parents?
Yeah, that's a great question. I I also want to clarify one thing. Losers is a very it's like, I kind of sent that as an all-encompassing term. I feel
Mhm,
like you're not a loser if you're not making a $400,000 a year. You're not a loser if you don't have the best body in the gym. Of course, there's other factors in every single person's life, but you are a loser if you have those ability. Like if you have the ability to achieve all that, you have the ability to do well in school, work, the gym, whatever it is, but you don't. And
mhm.
you have the support from your family, whatever it is, but you just choose not to, and you choose to just waste time
Yep,
on other
yep,
things.
I agree.
I don't think that I would never look down upon someone else for achieving their goals because at least they're working towards something. I know the losers that I might be referring to, these type of people, they have goals in their minds, but they just don't feel like and they're too lazy to just execute it.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
yeah, I think that's my definition of a quote unquote loser.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I'm
but
glad you clarified it there,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
To answer your ambition question though, that's a great question. I feel like um I've always been pretty ambitious, and I feel like this is kind of a thing in all brown guys, especially
Yeah,
like brown people,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I'm sure like, you've traveled across the world, wherever you see,
Mhm,
you've been to India, you saw your parents come here, you saw where they started and you saw what they built now.
mhm,
And I think, yeah, that definitely is one of my biggest drivers for sure. But I think also to a point, like I am the type of person that if I don't have a good reason to do something, I will not do it.
mhm,
And how do I put this? Like one thing about me is that all my goals, all everything that I aspire to be, aspire to have, I'm always doing self audits of myself, thinking, why do I want this? Why do I want to do this? Do I even want this? Do these goals align with my morals? Like, what am I even doing this for? Am I doing this to show off to other people? Would I be doing the biggest question I ask to myself is, would I be doing this if no one else was watching? If I couldn't post this on LinkedIn, I couldn't show it off to the world, would I be traveling to this certain place if I couldn't put it up my Instagram story? Like, am I doing it for myself or if am I doing it for others?
mhm,
And I conduct that self audit. It's a brutal process. It's honestly an ordeal in
mhm,
itself. But I feel like for me personally, um I feel like I'm very grounded and I feel like that I only want to achieve things if it's for the right reason. I will never do something, especially now. This is a big problem that I had back then, but I will never do something now that I don't truly believe in, I don't truly want, and I don't know why I want it. So I'd say even that is just like my biggest, I guess, guider of how I why I am ambitious, what ambitions I have,
mhm,
and the process that I run this pretty much every single day
mhm.
and just in
I
my
kinda
head.
like that, how you
Yeah,
said about, like, the Instagram, the
yeah,
LinkedIn.
yeah.
Am I doing it for others or am I doing it for myself?
Exactly, man. Yeah,
I love the way you said that because that's a lot of factor in a lot of people's life, in a lot of students'
yeah, yeah,
lives, right? They post things on LinkedIn. They post Instagram stories on LinkedIn
yeah.
to be liked by others,
Exactly. Yeah,
to show maybe on Instagram to show, yeah, they go out, they have fun during
yeah, yeah,
partying,
yeah.
right? Or on LinkedIn to be a robot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because on LinkedIn, there's a lot of robot.
Oh my, so
They're
many.
never themselves.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I won't lie to you. In my first year, that
Yeah,
was 100% me. In my first year, I was hella robotic.
yeah,
I was just like a whole chat GBT paragraph robotic as
yeah,
hell.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I learned this and that, right?
Yeah,
It's just like there was no life to it. You know what
exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean? And coming into this year, I truly realized it's just
hmm,
like, am I putting these things out for others?
yeah,
Or is it because I really want to do it for myself?
hmm,
And that's when I started taking into consideration, like in my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
In my most recent post, I had a picture of my dog in there as well,
Yeah.
right? I had a picture of my dog in there. I had a
This guy's
picture.
performative.
Performative,
Yeah.
bro. I'm
Yeah.
dead. I have a picture of my dog in there. I have a picture of both my teams, Degree
Yeah.
Impact, Degree Marketing, all of us having fun, laughing, right? And I feel like that just kind of that felt a lot more human to me. It
Mhm.
felt a lot more natural to me.
Yeah.
And in my paragraph where I wrote, where I'm like, shout out ChatGPT for helping me
Yeah.
during exams, things like that. I feel
Yeah.
that really just felt a lot more humane to
Yeah.
me.
For
It
sure.
felt like myself.
Yeah.
And same thing goes with Instagram stories, right? I don't do it for the appeal of other people.
Yeah.
If I feel like I look good, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
just
it,
do
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
And if I want to show off my dog, like yo, he looks hella cute right now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
show off my dog. It's not for the appeal of other people. It's because I want to. I like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Same thing with this podcast, right?
Mhm.
I didn't start this podcast because to be cringe or whatever it is,
Yeah.
right? I didn't start this podcast to become multinational famous or make a
Yeah.
lot of money. I started this podcast because I'm passionate about it.
Mhm.
I like to know of like-minded people like you,
Yeah.
right? What they would do in certain situations or the actions they would take, similarities and differences.
Yeah.
That's something I want to do.
Mhm.
And that's something I'm really passionate about. That's the main reason why I started this podcast, and it's to
Yeah.
get to know you a lot more deeper, right? A lot of people, they have very surface level answers. I said this in my other podcast with my
Yeah.
friend Hamza. They have very surface level answers, and
Mhm.
that's something I don't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go past that. Like, yo, I'm trying to become like a close friend with you,
Yeah.
right?
What
Like,
drives you
what drives
internally?
you?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
drives you?
Yeah.
What are your morals? What are your
Yeah.
values?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how you know, like, yo, this guy is,
Yeah.
he's that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. For
So
sure.
that's something with me, and that's kind of the ambition that I have, right?
Mhm.
The ambition, it really comes from me being myself, and the ambition really comes from my parents because my parents busted their asses
Yeah.
off, right?
Of course.
I want to give back to them.
Yeah.
I want to have something of my own,
Mhm.
and that's something that's very important to me.
Mhm.
It's very important for me to I really do want to become something,
Yeah.
right? And it's like every day, every time I call my dad and my mom, like they're right now they've been in India for like 3 months just working their asses
Really?
off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every time I see that, I'm just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
they're doing this for us,
Yeah.
right? I have to give back some way, somehow.
For sure.
I'm gonna get it one way or another.
Yeah.
And that's the driving factor for me.
Yeah.
That's the most driving factor. And the other driving factor is I want to have some type of positive impact before I leave McMaster,
Mhm.
or because this is mainly what and that's the other thing what the podcast is about is to leave a positive impact and to show the students, the other students out there that we are no different.
Yeah.
We go through the same problems,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
We've been there.
We've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going through them right
Mhm.
now too.
Yeah.
So I want them to know like, yo, you're not alone in
Yeah.
most of the things, whether it's overthinking, you're stressed out, or however things are going. Like, yo, for example, in like second year, first semester,
Mhm.
most confusing phase of my life.
Really?
I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know
Okay.
what was going on.
Why is that?
Oh, brother, it was like a combination of factors. It's just like, what am I doing, right?
Yeah.
Because I had recently got out of something,
Right.
and it's just like I had all these overwhelming emotions. What was
Mhm.
going on, right? God played a big factor in that actually.
Okay.
So because I'm a religious guy
Yeah.
myself, and I put a lot of things in God, and God really got me out of that hole,
Mhm.
right? That confusing phase of my life, I didn't know whether I wanted to cry, whether I wanted to be angry, whether I wanted to just like straight crash out,
Yeah.
right? I
Yeah.
was just like, what's going on?
Oh, you seem fine, man.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
No, I'm good now. I'm good
Okay.
now.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
feeling a lot better now. I'm a lot
That's good. I'm
happier,
glad to hear
right?
that. Yeah.
That's all because of God. Now let me
All
tell
son
you
of God.
why.
Yeah.
Every day I ask God, guide my hand. Please guide my
Mhm.
hand. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, right? Every day God gave me new obstacles to go through.
Mhm.
Every time I went through those obstacles, it was just me evolving in life.
Right.
And then finally in December, right? It's just like that's when I just had this feeling where just like, wow, it's not that bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's
It's
never
like
that deep.
it's not that deep.
Yeah.
All this overwhelming feelings, whatever I'm feeling, like yo, it's not that deep
Yeah.
because I acknowledged it. I acknowledged what I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, I felt it. Now I could truly move on to something greater, something
Mhm.
better. And that's something a lot of people, obviously, if you're not religious, it's okay.
Yeah.
But you have to acknowledge what you're feeling in
Mhm.
order to actually move on.
Yeah, for
If you
sure.
want to move on from a certain thing, whether it's rejection from a job or whether it's rejection from a girl or breaking up, whatever it is, heartbreak, things like that. If you truly want to move on, accept how you're feeling. Accept how you're feeling. See how you go on from there.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, I promise you, you're just gonna feel better and just continue to go on,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, you said a lot of great things there. Let me try to dissect that, but,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, man, I mean, like, the last thing you said, I definitely been there as well, and it's you just gotta realize it's never that serious,
Mhm.
but while you can't always put up, like, that nonchalant front, you
Exactly.
gotta recognize your feelings.
Recognize them feelings.
You gotta, acknowledge them, you can't repress them, and
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
you move on from there, you
Move on
know?
from there.
It's not the end of the world, but
Exactly.
yeah, I completely
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, bro. Exactly.
It's
Like, see,
yeah.
I know you went through things like that as well. A lot of people they put on a front,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I definitely put on a front too.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. I feel like if you carry this negative energy,
Mhm.
right? And this negative, depressive energy
Yeah,
always every day, it's gonna consume you.
of course.
That's why I always, even if the day doesn't feel that right, I always try to bring out that positive energy
Yeah.
because I don't want other people to feel how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So I try to emit that positive energy, that energy where it's just like happy.
Mhm.
The more I put out, the more I emit, the
The
more
more
it
you
also
feel it.
comes back to me. The
Yeah.
more how you're gonna feel. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
feel a
yeah.
lot better too yourself. You're just like you made this other person's day better, and
Yeah.
it's just like dang, I made that person's day
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure.
So it's just like putting up that positive energy, even if the day doesn't feel that good.
Mhm.
Eventually, it's gonna catch up to you,
Yeah.
like in like a good sense of way, in a
Yeah.
good way. It's gonna catch up to you, and you're gonna feel a lot better.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
the day always ends. Like,
The day always
the
ends.
day
At the
always
end of
ends,
the
bro.
day, like, yo,
Yeah,
you're gonna
as
go to sleep, you're gonna wake up,
yeah.
it's a new day.
My good friend Abe says, at the end of the day is over.
At
No,
the end
uh,
of the day, it's over.
at the end of the day is over. It's just like wise words by Abe
Exactly.
Shinoi. Yeah,
Hey, honestly, hey, I love those. I love
yeah.
that quote. I love that quote, actually.
But
Seriously,
yeah,
bro.
no, it's actually applicable here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like what you said about, gosh, where do I even start?
A lot.
Yeah, you said a
It's a
lot,
lot.
especially about your ambitions, what drives you. Um, yeah, man, I completely agree. Like, I feel that. So yeah, let me go back to the what I was talking about. Like, always making sure. So actually, before I do that, what would you say your biggest morals are
My
in
biggest
life?
morals
Or if
are.
you could just give me one, like
Mhm.
what guides you? You said God, of course. Like
Yeah.
you hold God
That
very close to
that
you.
that is so before I say what my morals are, like
Yeah,
of course I said God, right?
yeah.
I was never always like that,
Okay.
right? A certain thing happened in my life
Hmm.
where I had nobody else to really go to.
Right.
So I only had God.
Hmm.
And once I gave my life to God, right? My entire life just took a whole 360.
Yeah,
Feeling happier, body was getting right,
yeah.
and parent like relationship with my parents was getting better. Like everything just became a lot
Just
better.
worked out. Yeah,
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 that is my biggest moral. It's
yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah.
That is something that I will never ever give up in my entire life.
Hmm.
And that is something I will stand by always. I will always preach about God.
Okay.
That's just who I am, and I will never change that for anybody
Oh,
ever.
that's great. I personally, like, of course, I was raised in an Indian household.
Hmm.
We do believe in God, but I wasn't raised with God all around me. It
Hmm.
wasn't super pervasive in my life. which I kind of don't like,
Mhm.
which I wish it was. Only thing about me is I'm sure like both of your parents come from Hindu households.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So my parents both from Punjab. One came from a Sikh family,
Mhm,
while other came from a Hindu family.
mhm,
So, in our house, like I'm wearing the kara right now, but like in
mhm.
our house, we always had like the mini mandir, the
Yeah, yeah,
temple,
yeah,
and we
yeah.
also had the mini gurdwara as
Yeah, yeah,
well. So I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, who do I listen to? Like, what's going
Yeah,
on here? Why there's
yeah.
so
It's
many?
confusing, it
It
gets
is confusing,
confusing.
especially as a kid. And it
Mhm,
wasn't like we went to the mandir, we went to the gurdwara. Also, a big factor was um, being born and raised in Barrie, Ontario, like a
mhm.
place like that. Bro, like, let
Yeah.
me tell you, my elementary school, so I moved schools in grade 4, I went to a new school.
Mhm.
There was 2 Indian people in my school, 2
Damn,
brown people.
damn.
One was me,
Yeah.
other was my sister.
Wow,
So,
wow.
that's the kind of environment I grew up with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Still, I love all my friends, a lot. Like, I made like, there's so many more Indians in Barrie now.
Mhm.
It's a whole another topic, but,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, so I wish God was more, you know kind of enforced in my life.
Mhm,
It's kind of something that I'm trying to do myself so I
mhm,
can also do that for my kids
mhm,
because like no that's also another thing that's very important to me. Knowing my culture, knowing my language,
mhm,
knowing my roots, where I come
mhm,
from, and then passing that down
mhm,
because you know I think it's super super important. Like I come from a huge family, by the way, like
mhm,
absolutely ginormous. Like my dad my dad has 3 or 2 sisters. My mom has 3 siblings, but then their parents, my dad's dad, has 9 brothers and sisters.
mhm.
My mom's dad has, again, like 11
Yeah,
something.
same. My dad has like
Yeah, same
11
shit, right?
siblings. Yeah,
So, I'm always, like, discovering new family. It's
yeah,
so
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Me too.
Yeah,
Me
like,
too.
different pockets
I'm
of the
like,
world.
they're like, do you remember me? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's like,
yo, I don't know who you are,
"Bro, I have a
bro.
jit in diapers." Like,
I don't know who you are,
yeah.
bro.
No, but again, like they both came from like very clashing backgrounds. Like there's parts of my dad's family that are very, very devoted to Hinduism. And then my mom's side of the family, they all wear turbans. They're
Mhm,
all very devoted Sikh.
mhm,
So I never had that, and it's something that I'm trying to learn more.
mhm,
But I think learning I'm fluent in Hindi, I know Punjabi, and just knowing my culture to pass that down as well. I think
mhm. That's very
that's
important.
very, very important.
Yes.
Being like, an immigrant, or I guess like second gen
Yeah.
immigrant,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
gen,
yeah, yeah.
whatever it is. But um, yeah, I wish that's something I had in my life, and I think
Mhm.
it's I've seen you, I've seen even like the shirts you wear. They're so cool, man.
They're fire,
They're
right?
actually they're so fire. I see even your phone case right now.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah, brother.
But I think I have you seen that guy that like goes around? It's like, what do you do for a living? Obviously,
Mhm.
you've seen him, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's really funny to me because it's not even funny. It's just interesting to see that so many of those people, the first answer they're like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" And then the guy asks, second question is, "How'd you do this?" And pretty much every successful person I've seen is like, "All glory to God. Couldn't have done
Mm,
it without God."
mm.
Whether that's Christianity,
Yep.
Hinduism, whatever it is,
Muslim, whatever it
yeah,
is.
Islam,
Yep.
anything. And I've seen like even just being I feel like those things go hand in hand, like being
Mhm,
very virtuous and religious also comes with success.
mhm.
So
Yep.
I feel like yeah, it's just interesting to me.
I don't think it's ever too late.
No, of course
I
not.
don't think it's ever too late
Yeah.
for you to start now,
Hmm.
because, bro, like, uh, I was never this religious until I was, like, 17.
Right.
I'm not gonna say I'm all worldly, godly, whatever. I've made sins,
Yeah.
right?
Of
I've made
course.
mistakes,
Yeah.
right? I think, and it's something you have to figure out on your own.
Hmm.
That's something that I realized, not and that's something I'm grateful for my parents, actually. They never really forced Hinduism onto me.
Okay.
And that's one thing I'm grateful for, because I found it on my own.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
something I'm also very passionate about God, right?
Right.
You have to find it on your own in order for you to become closer with God,
Yeah.
right? Once you find it on your own, not from somebody else telling you, you have to believe in this, you have to believe in that. Like,
Yeah.
tell me, if somebody said, "Oh, you got to believe in this God," are you gonna do that?
Of course
It's
not.
gonna piss you off, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
get out of here. You know what I mean?
No.
So when you find it on your own, like, I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen now. It's not
Mhm.
gonna happen overnight. It might not happen next month. It might not happen in a year or 2 years. Who knows when it might happen,
Yeah.
right? But when it does happen, it's life changing. It
Mhm.
was life changing for me. Now, I'm not gonna say atheists, right? Like,
Yeah.
yo, you have to believe in something. It's
Yeah.
your choice, right? It's completely your choice. I completely respect the atheist people as well.
Mhm.
Now, I understand where they're coming from as well, right? Everybody has different views. Everybody has different perspectives on religion or
Yeah.
God. And man, I'm just gonna say this again. When you find it on your own, brother,
It's
like
yeah.
it feels good. It
Mhm.
feels really good. It's just like every situation that happens, whether good or bad,
Yeah.
you're gonna give praise to God and you're
Yeah.
just gonna be like, wow, God made this happen for a reason.
Yeah.
God took this person out of your life for a reason.
Mhm.
God is making you go somewhere for a reason, things like that,
Yeah.
right? And when you really start to put that into perspective, you're just like, wow, like, yo, for example, I met you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
God made me meet you for a reason.
Yeah.
I always say that. I always say that when I'm meeting friends, like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. First semester, right? Yeah, I had friends, right?
Mhm.
Bro, half them, like almost all of them commuted. I had
Mhm.
nobody that stayed here except
Yeah,
like one
yeah.
or two people, right? And I'm not even that close to them until I
Yeah.
met Nash,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Until I met Nash. And I'm like, God made me meet Nash for a reason. And
Yeah.
after that, Nash introduced me to you.
Mhm.
And I'm like, God made this happen for a reason,
I mean, bro, I already
you
knew
know?
you. You were a celeb for me. Local celeb, man. LinkedIn demon, all that.
LinkedIn demon,
Shouting in
bro.
my accounting class, like, it's like I walked by, I was like, "Yo, is that young
I'm
Ashish?"
dead, bro.
Yeah.
I'm dead. My ego's so
Yeah.
high right now.
Yeah, yeah. I just pumping it up, bro.
But yeah, bro. Appreciate you for coming out. And that's a wrap. Thank you guys for watching the episode with Veer. I'm going to be having a lot more conversations like these with a lot more upcoming guests. So if you guys want to stay tuned, all my socials will be in the description below. And I just wanted to leave off with a little message that you're never alone, you're not behind, you're only just figuring things out. So take your time with it. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys watch the next episode.